Welcome to the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, where we take a look at some of the awesome news and reveals of this week. First up on the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, we're barely out of the 2025, barely into the new year when it comes to the new holidays and everything. And like the Valentine's Day I Love You 3000 Iron Man, Disney is doing something with their droid factory. They do something for all their holidays. They do Christmas droids, Halloween droids. I think they've even done like 4th of July droids and stuff, but they are doing a Valentine's Day droid 2-pack. This runs you about $26.99 at Shop Disney. It will be available at the parks, of course. It is available right now on Shop Disney, and it's cute little pink astromechs that have 2 little pieces of a heart. It's kind of like a friendship astromech pack. You could separate them and give it to someone that you consider a BFF or a loved one. It's a really adorable little thing they do. I really do enjoy these Droid Factory, sets that come out of Disney. We get a lot of cool 3-inch droid characters from it. I kind of feel like this is why we've seen less vintage collection droids, because this kind of covers you with all that. You get characters from like the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, through the Droid Factory stuff, and it's really cool. But this cute little offering is available, and I believe it will ship before Valentine's Day, so you should have it in time for the person you want to share it with, and it looks really cool. And some Blokees news when it comes to Transformers. The Transformers Galaxy version 9 has been announced. We've seen all the characters that are going to be in it, and I really love the Blokees team when it comes to their photos. They do a perfect job of promoting each of the little figures and kind of showing what you could do with them, including some trauma like the battle between Megatron and Optimus, the new Megatron where it's half being turned into Galvatron, half dying Megatron is coming out, and they've shown it here with the other Optimus Prime that is half Optimus, half Sleeper Mode Optimus. Where was I? Oh yes, the Sleeper Mode Optimus Prime. I lost my train of thought there for a moment. From a previous Galaxy version, I think it was it might have been a version 8. But my favorite one here is the Such Heroic Nonsense scene where Megatron blasts Ironhide, recreated with the new, I'm going to call it version 2 Megatron, because we've gotten Megatron, and we've gotten both, I think, the IDW Decepticon and Autobot Megatron, maybe just the Autobot one. But now we have a updated G1 Megatron, and this one looks really good. I think the thing I'm most excited about is the Unicron planet mode. That looks really cool, and they use the reformatting Megatron there. And then just a lot of cool characters like Springer and RC. I think they're trying to recreate the I have better things to do today than die, which is another awesome line from the Transformers movie. And then just some other cool characters like Thrust, which I think is our second or third Conehead. It's very hard to keep up all these different little Blokees, and then they have the Blokees Defenders. And then what was the other one I really liked? Oh, the Trypticon. We're finally getting Trypticon, which will go against Metroplex, which I think the Metroplex was in Galaxy version 8, along with the Sleeper Mode Optimus Prime, half Sleeper Mode, half Alive. So this is kind of like a part 2 to that. This is a really cool looking set. Every character in this is really awesome. I'm very excited for Trypticon and Unicron, and then of course the new Megatron. They are not available, I don't think, yet to purchase. They'll be available in the new year, and I'm very excited for it. And in some more Blokees news, but this time in Marvel, we have a look at the final product, I believe it is, of the Marvel Rivals model figures we were getting from Blokees, and these look incredible. This is, of course, Venom and Spider-Man from the Marvel Rivals universe, and this really awesome designs for the game, and they look really cool. The best part is these are on sprues, I believe, when you build them, like the other Blokees when it comes to Transformers and stuff. And so you could technically customize these into Anti-Venom or Blue Suit Venom or Symbiote Spider-Man or, Future Foundation Spider-Man outfit or any of the other ones you want, because it's a model kit and you can, customize and stuff like that, which will be really cool. I know there's some, rumors out on the internet that Marvel Legends will be making these. And yeah, these won't scale with your Marvel Legends. Actually, they don't even scale with some of the other figures coming out from Marvel. I think the Rocket is bigger than the Spider-Man. He's like the same size. So these are their own scale, and they don't even scale with everything that's coming out, but they will over time probably have scaled ones that scale well. but they just look incredible, and I'm very excited for them. I'm looking forward to seeing when they finally do Captain America, because that is definitely the one I will be getting. I'll probably pick up this Venom and Spider-Man just because they look really cool, depending on the price. I think they're usually, you know, affordable, because this will be kind of like the same as those $15 to $20 ones that we saw at Walmart for Transformers, that were kind of like a smaller than the Elite but bigger than the Galaxy versions. Those Transformers, I can't remember the name of them. There's so many different sublines. It's like when you have high grade, master grade, perfect grade with Gundam, they're doing their whole own thing, but it's like they have like their super deformed, their mini ones, then their normal sized ones, then their elite sized ones. And then I always get them mixed up with YOLO Park's different sizes, because they're doing model kits too. And there's some other ones. But yeah, just really excited for these Marvel ones. And I can't wait to see them in person and in hand. And hopefully the hobby stores will carry them around to where I'm at. Some real fast news, because we don't have any images yet. But Hot Toys apparently is also going to be getting the license to K-pop Demon Hunters to make their figures. We know that Mattel already released some dolls, and they are in their more like high-class doll style, and they'll be doing, you know, mainline ones and stuff like that. And Hasbro's already, you know, talked about stuff. We haven't seen anything from them either, but apparently Hot Toys is getting in on this too. So now we'll have Hot Toys for your 12-inch fans probably. Then you've got, you know, Mattel for your doll fans, and your, you know, if they do Little People or Polly Pocket, and then Hasbro, who I'm hoping will do props, weapons, and figures. But it's cool to see Hot Toys getting in on this. They probably will also do some like statues and stuff like that, but I cannot wait to see what they do. Some Mezco news. The year's ending in a fireworks show from Gambit from Mezco. This is the Gambit that is available for pre-order right now. There will be a link in the description down below for it, along with everything else that has links this week that we cover. And this is a really cool looking figure. I'm content with my Hasbro one, but if you want one with soft goods instead of, you know, plastic goods, and you don't want to have to like, you know, customize that one to have soft goods, and you just want a soft goods figure, this is really cool. I don't know if he'll scale well with Marvel Legends. I think Mezco's, you know, some characters scale well with Marvel Legends, some don't. It is really cool looking. I just don't know if it's something that I would need, because I got my Captain America from Mezco, and I got to play around with that, and it's really cool. But I am a big fan of Marvel, because as much as soft goods are cool, it does limit the range, because you don't want to tear the outfits. But it is really cool looking. I don't know if you could really tear the outfits. It does limit, you know, movement when you have those soft goods and the coats. But this is a really cool figure. If you're a Gambit fan, if you're an X-Men fan, this is definitely something from them. It has all kinds of cool accessories, alternate heads. I love all the different card effects. Honestly, if they sold an accessory pack separately, I would definitely buy it. But I feel like they kind of would, like, they're hoping people will buy this figure to get those accessories, regardless if they want the figure or not, which is a smart marketing plan. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I am very excited to see more Gambit figures coming out, you know, with the X-Men 97 popularity, and just, you know, the X-Men coming to the MCU soon. I feel like this is definitely something cool, and I'm hoping we'll see more from Mezco when it comes to X-Men. Over at Boss Fight Studios a while back, we talked about their Hellboy figures. Well, they are really good at taking a figure and doing alternate versions that look cool. They did that with Red Sonja. I'm sure they're going to do that with their Conan that we talked about a while back. Well, they're doing the same thing with Hellboy, and they're doing a cel-shaded, comic kind of shaded Hellboy that looks incredible, and the photos they took really show off the detail. It is really cool looking. This is a BBTS, I believe, exclusive. You can pick it up there. There is a link in the description down below if you want to. I think this looks really cool. This would definitely be something that if I bought it, it would be the one and done kind of thing to have, you know, that version of Hellboy on my shelf, which is more of like a comic style, you know, and it looks really cool. So for those Hellboy fans out there, there's just another awesome Hellboy figure for you. I think you could use the coat and accessories that were in the accessory pack on this one as well, which is really cool. I don't really know if they might do a cel shaded coat. Honestly, they could probably do that, so it'd be interesting to see if they do that. But yeah, really awesome. If you want to pick it up right now, it is available for pre-order on this. Is something really cool. We've been getting a lot of Sword and Sorcery, Conan, Frank Frazetta stuff. Well, the Frazetta girls are working with another independent toy company. I don't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but they are making 5.5 inch scale classic kind of like He-Man style figures. Now, yes, Boss Fight is doing something similar to this, but these are more of kind of like the artsy style Frazetta, whereas those are more like kind of like a comic version, or maybe cartoon, I don't know, but they're more like the new Marvel, no, not new Marvel, new Masters of the Universe Origins line, where they have articulation. These are like the classic Masters of the Universe, where they don't have any articulation in the elbows or the knees, but they are very cool for when it comes to like the artsy look. And if you are a classic Motu fan and you like the limited articulation, this is definitely really cool. The best part is you get Conan the Barbarian, and then you also get John Carter of Mars, and then is it Death Dealer, I think it is? I always forget the character's name, which look really awesome. They show all the accessories they're going to come with. I'm hoping this means we'll get a more John Carter of Mars figures. I know that we covered a John Carter of Mars figure that will be coming out later on. That's more of like a 6-inch, 7-inch articulated figure. So I'm looking forward to that one. But it is always fun to see stuff from the different, more than just Conan when it comes to the sword and sorcery stuff and barbarians and fighters and warriors. So I'm very excited for these. There is a bit of a price tag on them. They are about $38 each. A very interesting number, $38 each. I don't know why they went with that number instead of like 35 or 40. Probably just because that was where they were able to get when it comes to accessories and paint apps and all that stuff, and then whatever the packaging looks like. But it is really cool nonetheless. It would have been cool to see these with more articulation, but I think to get the art style they were going for, having the articulation parts on the knees and the elbows might have made it look more, cartoony and goofy. Whereas this kind of gives you that classic He-Man look, but with Conan and, Death Dealer and John Carter Mars. But they are really cool looking, and I'm very excited to see, because this is only the beginning. They're apparently going to do, there was 9 characters teased, and these were the first 3 that have official product images. And man, I wish I could go to Japan right now. This is the coolest promotion I've seen in a while. Anytime they do a Gundam promotion in Japan with like a company, like the 7-Eleven ramen Gundam, I always go, man, it'd be cool to have a friend in Japan who could pick that up. But I'm sure, someone online will sell these if you really want them. But is that of Pizza Hut and Gundam are doing a promotion where they're going to have themed food and 2 model kits. I believe these are the Gundam Wing done up in a white and red Pizza Hut design. I could be wrong. Character, and then like the protagonist villain character from Gundam Wing. I think it's like Death something, or I always forget the name of the wing characters, other suits from that series. There's so many different Gundam series. I know RX-78, 00 Gundam, Gundam Wing. I know most of the hero suits. It's when you get like the 00X, was that the 00 Advanced or whatever, and then when you get like the was it 000 Gundam, when they start adding more things to the characters' names, that's when it gets a little confusing for me. But yeah, these look incredible, especially the red one. As a Pizza Hut fan, I love going to Target and when they have the Pizza Hut there, or seeing the Pizza Huts around my area and seeing that they're still existing, because sometimes you get worried that they just, do they exist? And in some places they don't anymore. But in Japan, they do thrive pretty well there. They have some really cool pizzas. I've watched some YouTubers who do food videos in Japan, and they have some really wacky cool pizzas that I would love to try. But yeah, these are really awesome looking, and it's always fun when there's food companies that do promotions with fandoms like this, that we get to see really cool stuff. But yeah, unfortunately there is no real way to get them here in the US. There's not even a way to import them, buy them through pizzahut.com and stuff like that. So it's really going to be going through eBay and other fan channels to pick these up. I'll probably look around next year to see if I can find anywhere where they're available, share it if I find it. And in comics this week, we think look incredible. We have 3 amazing comics to talk about this week that I'm very excited to take a look at. First up is Sorcerer Supreme #1. This is the events that take place after Doctor Doom's fall, and apparently Scarlet Witch takes up the title of Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, and decides to do things her own way, which is really cool looking and very exciting. Once again, it'd be fun to get a figure of this from Marvel Legends to go with the Doctor Doom Sorcerer Supreme, and then of course Doctor Strange, to have all the different Sorcerer Supremes together. Maybe get a Wong Sorcerer Supreme like they did in the MCU. But yeah, no, the comic looks really awesome. The story sounds amazing. She's going to be, defying, the order and all that stuff that is around, the Sorcerer Supreme stuff. And as of course we know, Doctor Strange right now is the Asgardian Sorcerer Supreme, helping, Asgard and stuff like that. So this is kind of cool to see this direction. of things. And then next up we have a look at Marvel Ultimates the Endgame, or Endgame. We're in the endgame now of the Marvel Ultimates universe, so there's a lot of different clashing and colliding of characters, and it's just really fun to see how Marvel Ultimates is doing. As someone who grew up reading the original Marvel Ultimates, this newer one is really fun to kind of read it through and see how everything's going and having, alternate universe stuff. And then finally, we have a look at Star Wars from Dark Horse, Hyperspace, was it Hyperspeed or Hyperspeed Stories? We've talked about these before, and this one is the Bad Batch with a Rancor involved. So I am very excited for that. As someone who wishes we got a 6-inch scale Rancor, it is fun to see Rancors fighting characters that we could have had them fighting. But hey, if Vintage Collection ever finishes their Bad Batch, we could have them fighting a Vintage Collection Rancor. But yeah, those are the 3 comics this week that look really cool to me. Let me know in the comments down below what comics you're excited for, what you think I should have checked out. And like always, just stop at your local comic shop, see what's new in your saver, check out what's new on the wall that you might have not known was coming, and just have a wonderful time reading this week. And in today's Creative Corner, we have a look at an amazing toy photographer, customizer, and all-around toy enthusiast with that of at J3_figs on Instagram. And the part that really got me excited about this creative person this week is that they take Marvel Legends figures and customize them into DC Universe characters so that they scale well with the Marvel Legends line. So as you know, right now we have, the 7-inch Marvel DC multiverse figures from McFarlane. They don't really scale well with your Marvel figures. Now, yes, the universes don't have to, collide, but they have in the past in comics, and it would be fun to have a Batman and a Superman that scale with your Captain America and Iron Man. They do that, and they do that phenomenally. Not only are they taking Marvel Legends figures and customizing them into DC characters where you can actually see which figures they use. Like, you could tell that for the scale pattern on Aquaman, I'm pretty sure they used a Captain America body, which is incredible. I love the Superman and Batman they have. They even have some soft goods they put on Batman. This might be a different figure than a Marvel Legends, but it looks awesome. And then they have a lot of other cool stuff, like toy photography of things like Hot Rod chilling on Optimus's trailer, because Optimus might have died, but his trailer didn't. So that would be a fun little, where did the trailer go afterwards? I never even thought about that. There's this really awesome photo of Ned and Peter with the Lego minifigure kind of Death Star that fits in his hand, because if you remember the scene from Spider-Man, when Ned finds out that Peter's Spider-Man, there's a Lego Death Star involved, and it's really funny. And then also on Lego stuff, they've got Batman on a beach day with his shark repellent, which looks awesome. And then this really cool Spider-Man minifigure doing the swing pose. I think that's incredible that they were able to do that with some popping and moving around of the pieces. And then there's some really cool stuff that is, like the Wonder Man they made that is an updated version of the Wonder Man that looks incredible. I love the idea of this, and I really wish we'd get this version of Wonder Man from Marvel Legends updated. So it's really cool to see this one. And then there's some cool stuff like the Turtles hanging out at a dumpster. I thought that was really cool. And just all kinds of amazing stuff. You got Red Tornado using the Marvel Legends kind of stuff, which looks really cool. I love Red Tornado and the Flash, who's also pictured here. And there's just all kinds of amazing things. Of course, they did the Power Princess into Wonder Woman, which is making me kind of go, maybe I'll do that too, because, all the Wonder Womans that came out of McFarlane were, nice, but there was never one that I really, really wanted, whereas this looks really cool as a custom idea, and I've seen some other people do it, and I'm kind of tempted now that the Power Princess is back on the market, and it's not, super expensive. It's only gone up by the new MSRP. But yeah, just a lot of amazing toy photography and toy customs and just stuff that gives, inspiration to do things. And that's kind of what I look for when I cover creative people is, does it make me want to pose a figure a certain way on my shelf, or, customize a figure that I didn't even think you could customize into something. It's just a really amazing amount of stuff here, and I'm really excited to see this and cover this person here. Like always, link to their socials in the description down below. Check it out. Go give them the follows, the likes, the love. Share it with other fans and friends of this kind of stuff, and just have a wonderful time browsing all their amazing photos. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments section. If you're feeling generous, share it. And thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.